Yo, it's your boy Ringo TV Reactions, back at you again with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Continuing on with the story about the two young 19-year-old men that were found in Georgia Mountain. There appears to have been an arrest in that situation. They're claiming that they arrested a firefighter, which is kind of interesting for what he did, which suggests that there may have been some sort of foul play. So the news is basically saying that a firefighter was arrested in the case of, the twin brothers, the 19-year-olds who are found dead on the Georgia mountain. Says Georgia Bureau of Investigation announced the arrest of volunteer firefighter Scott Curlin, 42, on a misdemeanor obstruction charge. Now, this bit of information kind of helps with the case that there had to be some sort of foul play, because why would this guy take photos? It says an arrest has been made in the case of the twin brothers found dead on top of a Georgia mountain. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation said that Scott Curlin, 42, is being charged with misdemeanor obstruction. Curlin is a volunteer firefighter in Towns County who took photos of the Lewis twins' death scene and shared them publicly. This is what he did, guys. This volunteer firefighter, pretty much took photos of the dead bodies. So basically, these two young men, while they were dead with bullet holes in them with blood everywhere, the volunteer firefighter, took photos of the gruesome scene and shared it publicly, allegedly for laughs and kicks with his social media viewers. Interesting, right? But that's pretty much what they're saying, which is kind of crazy. Because it's like you never hear of stuff like this. Like, why would you take photos and share them publicly of two young men that are dead? Like, so we taking photos of dead bodies for entertainment now? So that's a red flag right there. That shows that there's something going on up there by them mountains, especially within the county, right? Now, in our last video, we debunked all of that nonsense about sundown towns and all that other mess, because these young men had to travel. So we need to have information on the Lyft driver and the location of these young men to find out who picked them up. Up to now, I haven't heard no reports about a cell phone, where their cell phones at. The report claimed that they were both shot to death. How could they shoot each other, right? So it's like, okay, where's the proof of that? You would have to have, the gun. You would have to have residue of the gun, shot, the powder, this, that. It's so many different elements that can point to foul play that I don't understand why it's taking so long. So there appears to be a cover-up. That's going on. So let me continue back with the article here. So it says that Curlin, a volunteer firefighter in Towns County, who took photos of the twins' death scene and shared them publicly, the GBI said in a statement on Tuesday. Curlin is a volunteer firefighter of Towns County who took photos of the Lewis twins' death scene and shared them publicly. The GBI said in a statement on Tuesday that the agency says that Curlin managed to get those photos because he was among the first responders granted access to the crime scene that day. Curlin heard the call over the radio regarding the deaths and responded to the scene as a volunteer firefighter, a GBI spokesperson tells People. Curlin did not respond to a request for a comment. The bodies of Quadair Malik Lewis and Nazir Rahim Lewis, both 19, were discovered by a group of hikers on Bell Mountain just before noon on March 8th, according to the GBI. Both teenagers had gunshot wounds, and a preliminary investigation by the GBI and the town county sheriff office determined the case of the death to be a murder S-word, that rhymes with homicide. So we can clearly see they're trying to cover this thing up because these young men had their whole life ahead of them. There's no way they're going to book flights, have the tickets in their wallets, but then end up, miles and miles away from home on top of a mountain somewhere dead. Now, let me see if I can pull this up because I remember I found something online. Let me see if I could do this real quick. I have found something online. I guess they must have took like a picture or whatever the case is of the mountaintop. Let me see. I don't know if I did it or not. I'm trying to see. I probably didn't do it, but I have to probably find it because I had found it the other day. I'll probably have to find it later on. Let me see. It should be in here somewhere. Let me see. Let me look through this menu here. Okay. Let me see. It should be here somewhere. All right. I don't see it. Probably have to find it another time. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Yeah, I gotta find it another time. Yeah, so this is kind of weird that a firefighter would do this because who's he sharing the photos with? Is this like some sort of ritual, like to say, hey guys, we got them? What is the benefit of sharing photos of dead people on social media? It doesn't make any sense. Is that a routine thing that the volunteer firefighters do all the time? So anytime somebody's dead, they take photos of them. They're not allowed to do that. The fire department don't do that. So they arrested him, which is kind of suspect. So we might end up getting more arrests out of this situation because why would you do that? It says both teenagers had gunshot wounds. A preliminary investigation by the GBI and the town county sheriff office determined the case to be a murder S-word, which I don't believe that. It says the official cause and manner of death have yet to be released. However, with the medical examiner saying that additional forensic testing is needed after completing the brothers' autopsies. See, they're taking too long because they know that this death is suspect. They know it already. It's just that they have to prepare the public for it. Because remember, this is in a particular county, and the last thing they want is for the county to have a bad name. So they got to paint the story. You all got to follow what's going on here. The county, now again, I don't live out there. So those of you who are in Georgia that is familiar with the area, you would know more or less the county. If the county is a quiet town, predominantly white, the last thing they want on their hands is that two young black men were found in a mountain dead. It says a lot. It speaks volumes. It says, wow, maybe someone in that county is a racist killer. So, of course, they're not going to be so quick to want to investigate because it makes the quiet town look like it's up to gruesome things. Now, the reason why I'm not going with that whole sundown town nonsense is because these young men had to travel. So we need to bring the Lyft driver or the cab driver, whoever was the ones that picked these young men up. We have to bring them in for questioning. We have to find out who that person is because somebody drove them to that mountain. And it could have happened in their location. It could have happened in their neck of the woods. They could have been picked up by a friend and taken to the mountains and killed. Or the bodies could have been dropped off at the mountain, like one of my viewers suggested in the live chat in my last stream, which would make a lot more sense. Because in the mountains, and then again, it's either the body was dropped off in the mountains or they were killed in the mountains. Because when you think about it, you can execute them in the mountains because ain't nobody in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a hiking area. So, and it was at noon, but we don't know what time of the, what time the death took place. It had to be in the morning, because they left in the morning to go deal with their flight. Now, how could they leave in the morning from their place of residence and end up on a mountaintop? We got to do the research on what happened between them leaving home to ending up on a mountain. See, here on Ringo TV Reactions, we're not a channel that promote fear-mongering. We don't promote hatred. We don't promote that type of stuff. We're not the type of channel that as soon as somebody died, immediately we point our fingers and say, okay, it was a sundown town. Those white racists, they did it. Because if they did their investigation with this case and it turned up to be a black man or somebody that wanted to hurt these young men, everybody that believed this narrative of a sundown town, you're wrong. And it just goes to show that you're racist as well. You got to get the story correct. We got to find all the clues and narrow it down. So far, they arrested a firefighter for taking photos of the dead bodies. We know that's wrong. Why would you do that? Why would you take photos of these men bodies and post it on social media? Because now we got to question the people that were watching it. And why was it necessary to do that? Was it entertainment? Were they getting pleasure by this? Did the firefighter work with some of the family members that allegedly did this? What's going on? Because I don't see a photo of the firefighter on the site. I don't see a photo. I was looking for a photo. I might have to do more digging to find out who that person is. Perhaps they have a Facebook or whatever the case is. But for them to have done that and they were quick to arrest that person, it goes to show that they did something wrong, right? So let's see what else we got. It says family members of the two brothers have been adamant in declaring that they do not believe that the deaths was a murder S-word and have urged authorities to continue their investigation. See, as family, anytime you have a loved one that died and the ruling or the narrative they want to spin is that they died by taking their own life, you got to shut that down immediately. I wish that Stephen Twitch Boss family would have did this from the beginning and we wouldn't have this mess that we have today with the family playing games trying to get rich off of a GoFundMe, and they're still not doing nothing to investigate the man's death. This family knew right away that these young men did not take their own life. And they said, look, you guys got to still do your investigation, because a lot of times police, they don't want to investigate nothing. They really don't want to do that. They just want a paycheck. A lot of times they don't want to go through with the investigation. That's a lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape. You got to go through this, that. It's just that nobody wants to go through all of that. Just give me my check. Let me go home. Especially when they're young and they're black. The last thing they want to do is investigate this. If this was a white lady with triplets, oh yeah, there'll be a thorough investigation. If it was a Jewish woman, it'll be a thorough investigation. We all know the stereotypes of how these investigations work. If it's a certain group of people, they push the investigation to the top of the list. If it's some black men, it's not really all that important because they're black. And the reason for this is because naturally we hate each other as black people too. And this is why a lot of times when we die in this manner, the county sheriff and various others, they don't care because we don't care about each other. This is why I'm always raising awareness on the fact that black people hate each other and we don't show each other no love and we kill one another and we're involved in gang violence and so on and so forth. And when we do those type of things, we don't protest, we don't march, we don't do anything. But if a cop kill a black kid Or if a white racist kill a black kid, all of a sudden on social media, all the black people want to gather together as if though we're all a community and we all care. But when black people kill black people, we don't show that level of energy, So it's pure hypocrisy on our part. We have like selective outrage where we're only outraged when white people kill our kids. That's the only time we become connected. We begin to pray for one another. We show so much support for one another only when another race kill our own. But when we're killing each other in the ghettos, when we see black on black crime, we don't show that level of support. It's almost like, well, it's a black man who killed a black man, who cares? And it's sad. It is disgusting. So when we don't show care and support for our own, why should anybody else show support? Why should anybody else investigate the deaths that happen with our own? Nobody should care because we don't care, So let me see what else we got. Okay. It says, quote, "My nephew wouldn't do this. They came from a family of love and twins wanted so much for their futures. They had dreams of starting their own clothing line. The brothers' aunt, Yasmin Bronner, said after launching a GoFundMe to raise money for their funerals." Let me go back to that GoFundMe and see if they closed it. They still didn't close the GoFundMe, guys. This is why I keep saying these families are running scams. Let me put it on the screen so that we can clearly tell you that Yasmin is a scammer. The family member, the aunt is a scammer, ladies and gentlemen. The aunt is a scammer, so we have to basically do that. And a lot of times when you have these GoFundMes, people, you got to report the GoFundMe. When they set the goal at a certain goal and they continue to hustle the people, it could be foul play. It could be the very family that killed these young men. And then they trying to hustle them with a GoFundMe, because this is what people do all the time. Anytime somebody die, the GoFundMes pop up and people get rich overnight. So now check this out, gang. Check this out. It says, family needs your help. Okay, family needs your help. Let's see how much help they need. Let's check this out, guys. Look at this. It says the goal for the GoFundMe was $20,000, but it's at $31,000. Come on, man. This family is literally fleecing the flock. They're robbing people at this point. Can't trust them. The family of these twins are dirty, guys. They're hustling the people. That GoFundMe needs to be reported. It needs to be shut down immediately. Because if you set a goal for $20,000, you have what you have. Okay, stop being greedy. The money is going in her pocket so that she could pay her bills. This is what they normally do anytime people die. Anytime people die, they set the GoFundMes up and everybody get paid. And it's disgusting. It is nasty. I cannot stand when people do that. Just get what you said you're going to get, and that's it. Why is it that in the black community, anytime somebody die, a GoFundMe is set up? Because we don't have no money saved up. We don't have no money for a rainy day. We don't have no money for a funeral. We don't have nothing. We're so unprepared. It's unbelievable. But we got nice cars. Oh, we got nice clothes. Oh, we got nice houses. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of material things. But when it comes to death, we're not prepared. And we definitely don't have no insurance. So there really is no love in that family. There is no love. So even though the aunt talks all this stuff about there's love in the family, I don't believe it, and I don't trust them. These two young men were murdered allegedly, possibly by their own family. They could have been set up. It could be jealousy. Based on what I'm hearing, they got a stepmom, based on what I'm hearing. So we don't know the real story of what's going on. I want to know where their biological mother is. There's a lot to the story. This is why you just can't throw people under the bus and say, okay, they were at a sundown town. No, these young men did not go to a sundown town so that they can be dead. These men left their house and end up at a mountain. So somebody drove them there or they drove there. They had a flight to take. So we got to focus on the facts of the story. That's all I'm interested in, is the facts. So the aunt, Yasmin Bronner, is a suspect of alleged fraud through GoFundMe, where she's more focused on money rather than the investigation. So she needs to be brought in for questioning as well. The GoFundMe need to be reported as soon as possible, right? Because again, it says that they want the GoFundMe to raise money for their funerals. Well, they have enough money for the GoFundMe already. So why are you taking more, right? It says the Bronner and other family members have said that the brothers had no ties to Bear Mountain, which is 90 miles north of their home in Lawrenceville. So when you think about this, 90 miles from where they live. So if they took a Lyft driver to that mountain, or if they drove their own car, we don't know, because nobody's given us that information. Nobody have come up yet and said, yeah, the boys left at this time and the Lyft driver picked them up. Like, there's a lot to the story. And for all we know, the family could have drove them to the damn mountain. The family could have took them up to that mountain and killed them. The family could have did that, guys. And it's all one big cover-up, one big ritual. And we here playing this little game of cat and mouse. This is why when I do my content, I put everybody in the pot. The aunt is in the pot. The firefighter is in the pot. Anybody that had any involvement with this situation ought to be questioned right now, right? So they were 90 miles north of their home. It goes on and says family members also said that the brothers had been planning to fly to Boston the day after their bodies were discovered, and were discovered with the plane tickets in their pockets. So these young men booked the flights, had the tickets, and had to be at the airport that morning. So how they end up at a mountain? Guys, they were abducted early in the day. Somebody took them, drove them, and did whatever they had to do. You know, this could be a situation where the family hired someone to kill these young men for organ harvesting, some sort of experiments in order for them to get paid, man, to pay bills. It happens. This type of stuff happens, guys, because remember, they're twins, so you get double for the price of one. So imagine some rich cat that needs organs, that needs this, that needs that. He got two options, fam. Two. You know, you can have a situation where you got two twins that are rich, but they're in the hospital dealing with medical issues, and they needed a match. They needed a match, guys. Follow me, because listen, I'm on to something here, guys. It could be a situation where you have two rich people that are dying in a hospital, and they need the match of another set of twins in order to be the donors. And now this particular two young men fit the description. They got the right blood type. They got the right parts, and they set up the death. That way they can harvest the organs for the party that is paying. And the family could have got paid. You know, there's so many things you can put together with this story, man, because it don't make sense. We got two young men. If you're being abducted, right? Let's just say hypothetically, these two young men were abducted. It would take more than one man to do this, because this is two young men, you know? Now, of course, one can do it with a gun, but at the same time, one of these young men would have pulled out a cell phone, start to record, you know? So there would be evidence. There would be evidence. All you gotta do is just pull out your phone and just tap record, 1, 2, 3, you know? So where's their cell phones? How come a lot of key information is missing from this particular situation, man? You know, you say you searched for their Instagrams and found nothing. I ain't find nothing either. So I'm trying to figure this out. How two young 19-year-olds don't got no IG? These young brothers always have an Instagram, guys. So it's kind of weird that nobody have located any social medias, because, you know, I have a couple of other people that are searching too, and they came up short as well. It was like they can't find nothing. So this is kind of weird, people. I know there's foul play. At the same time, I don't want to jump to conclusions by saying, oh yeah, a couple of hillbillies on the mountain, they did that. No, you can't do that, man. You can't be racist when it comes to situations like this. We have to put the clues together. We have to put all the clues together so that we can find out what really happened. Because if it turned out that this death was a murder that was set up by other black people, it's going to make you look very bad if you started that nonsense about Sundown Town, because people that push that are also racist too. Remember, it's not just white people that are racist. Black people can be racist too. I don't want to hear none of that nonsense about, well, black people can't make laws. They don't have the power economically. I don't want to hear all of that BS. We can be just as racist as white people. So stop being dumb. We can hate people just as much as they hate us. And we do. A lot of people from the black community are racist. Not only racist, they struggle with internalized racism towards their own people. And I see this every single day. So stop giving them a damn pass, acting like we're incapable of being damn racist. I can't stand this mess, because anytime we have a conversation about real issues, all the white people, they stay out of the conversation because they don't want to be labeled as a racist, and we just conclude that we're incapable of being hateful. I've witnessed and experienced racism from black people who felt they're better than me, who felt that I'm beneath them, where they look down on you and treat you like trash, And you would think the way they're acting like a white guy, but they're worse. Their treatment towards you is worse than what a white racist would do, guys. It's similar to, let's say, for example, you live in Brooklyn, New York, and the cops are harassing you. Have you ever noticed? And I'm pretty sure if you're a brother and you're in Brooklyn, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like if the black officers treat you worse than the white officers. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been there. The black officers, listen. The black officers treat you worse than the white cops, guys. In Brooklyn, New York, if you get pulled over by these undercover cops in Brooklyn and they're black, be prepared for a rodeo. Be prepared, man. They're going to treat you like garbage, man. They're going to treat you like trash, man. Seriously, I'd rather get pulled over by some white racists than black cops, bro. Because they are going to do too much. Because they're going to assume you're a thug. They're going to assume you're from the hood. So they're going to treat you and talk to you a certain way. And it's going to be always disrespectful, So if you're joining on the show, make sure you hit that like button. An arrest was made in connection with this situation with this young man. These 2 young men. Let me put that on the screen so we can have that in the video. And this is coming out of people.com, right? Where they talked about this situation. Let's see what we got. And this was published today, so this is fresh off the presses. I really would like to know the identity of this officer. I'm going to try to see if I can look up the name. Perhaps his social media is still online and we can get that info out there, because if I don't see why they didn't publish their photo, because if they took photos of 2 dead bodies and published them publicly, then why they didn't publish who the man is? So where his identity is out there. It's like they're protecting his identity, and we could assume it's a white guy. We could assume that. At the same time, we really can't, because we don't know. This is why you have to get the facts. That's why facts is very important to me, because I don't want to look stupid in my news reporting. That's like if I started off the whole content with, yeah, man, a couple of racists killed these black men from a sundown town, and I'm pushing that nonsense. Then it comes to find out surveillance footage shows 2 armed black men killing them. Now I look stupid. You see that? Now I got to issue apologies. Now I got to do this. And then the white viewers are looking at me like, damn, here you are throwing white folk under the bus, and come to find out your own people killed them. Now you look stupid. This is why you have to do your own investigation, wait for the facts to come in, and then put the puzzle together. Put the puzzles together. That's the best way to do it, guys. Because you don't want to be extremely judgmental concerning this situation, and then you end up getting it wrong, you know? So it says, family members also said that the brothers had been planning to fly to Boston the day after the bodies were discovered, and were discovered. The tickets were discovered in their pockets. So where's their cell phones? It says something happened at Bell Mountain that ended the lives of 19-year-old Quadir and Nazir, which needs further investigation. Okay, so where's the investigation from the family? Did the young men have cell phones? Do they got their numbers? Have we located the phones? The phones have to have key information on it, text messages, emails, you know, different correspondence from different people. Why nobody's talking about that? You know, these are just basic things. I don't understand who's behind this investigation, but it's moving rather slow. It's moving rather slow. And I feel like the family is probably hiding information because they said that the plane tickets were in their wallet, fold up in their wallet. So where's their cell phones? Don't tell me these young men travel with no cell phones. I don't want to hear that. Everybody has a cell phone. You know? Everybody have a cell phone in today's day. Your cat and your dog has a cell phone. You see? So we need answers. We need answers, and we got to find out the truth because there could be foul play coming from the family. Again, we have to look at the clues. The GoFundMe, like I told you guys, the GoFundMe was set at a goal of $20,000, right? It's now raised $31,000, guys. That's over $11,000 to $12,000 extra. Come on, they're hustling you. Why are people continually still donating? Are people just stupid, fam? Every time I do these videos, I always expose the GoFundMes that these people make. And people still don't learn, man. They just keep sending their money over and over and over and over, thinking they're doing something good. You know? Look all this. Anonymous, $200, anonymous, $1,000. Come on, man. People, y'all got to stop being dumb, man. Y'all got to investigate Yasmin Browner. Y'all got to investigate her because that money is going into her pocket. You understand? Why is she raising money for? You really trust her? Come on, man. I don't trust her. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody in this family. You know what I mean? Once I check the GoFundMes, man, and I see who stands to gain, that's when it starts making, making sense that there's some foul play. Because why? They put these little sentimental pictures right here to make you be like, oh, look at the poor babies. No, they're not babies. These are young men. And also, they put these pictures of them graduating. No, this is not the normal pictures. They always do this to make it seem like they're good young boys. You know, good boys. They stay out of trouble. We don't know that. These young men could be in the streets. These young men could be in gangs, and we don't know that. They just show you these photos and then, they make us believe that they're just innocent. We don't know that. We don't know that. We need to find their social medias. That's why I said, locate the social media, guys. Anybody that's out there who's familiar with these young men, send me their social medias at Ringo TV Raw on IG because they got to have social medias. I need to see the social medias so we can pinpoint, okay, this is what they're into. They're into the drill music. They're into the trap music. We got to see how they dress. We got to see who they're hanging with because all of that will play a key role. Are they driving around in Hellcats? They're 19 years old. So they got friends with Hellcats. They got out there with the Chargers. So we got to look into all of that to find out who these young men really are. I don't want to see no graduation photos. I don't want to see that because these young men didn't dress like this every day. I need to find out who these men are and who they hang with. Because once we find all of that out, it could have been a setup. They could have been hit with a rival gang member or some of the ops lined them up. Somebody that they know could have dropped them. There's a lot of things, man. They could have killed these guys locally and then took the bodies up to the mountains. Look where they dropped the bodies off. Near a hiking area where nobody really walk around except when hiking. So it's the perfect location to drop off the bodies. They were not killed on the mountains, guys. These young men were killed somewhere else and the bodies were taken to the mountains. That's where they were dropped off. That's just the way it is, man. Let me see. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, and again, if anybody see anybody trolling or doing anything stupid, you highlight my name by @ing me so that it could glow, and you put their username so I could pack them up. That's if they're disrespecting or anything like that, right? So, this story, man, it's very, very fishy, guys. Very, very fishy. I really want to know who the firefighter is. Let me see if I can look up their name. Firefighter Scott 42. Let me see if I could get anything, you know what I mean? Because you never know. They probably post this photo somewhere else. So let me see if anything come up. Wait, I think we got it. Hold on, I think we got it, guys. We got a firefighter photo. We got a photo. Let's get to it. Okay, so we got some more info. I didn't see this one going live. Let's see if I can get this out. Hold on a second. So we got a photo of the guy. All right, let's see. Let me see if this site loads up. Why it's not loading up, man? Okay. It's not loading up. Let me try another page. Because I just want his photo to be published. Because he deserves to be published. I don't like when people go out there. So let me do this. Because the site is not loading it. So let me do this. I'm going to take the photo out and put this on the screen because this guy may be the killer. Allegedly, he may be the killer. He may be a paid guy who killed these young men. So let's get that out there in the public. Hold on. Let me get this. Oh, I got to take a picture of it. They don't want me to put it out. Okay. Let me do this. Hold on a second. Image. Let me open this in a new window. Okay, open image in a new tag. Okay, let's screen capture this. Put this out there. So, yeah, because he deserves to be in the public. We need to know who he is so that his life can be ruined. Because at the end of the day, if you're gonna take photos of 2 dead bodies and post it on social media, we need to know who you are. All right? So, this appears to be the guy who took the photos of these young men. So now his picture is out there for the world now. All right? That's right. You know? So that's his picture. And that looked like the picture they took of him when they brought him in. He don't look like a good guy. He looked like a guy that have evil intentions. You know? So he could be the killer for all we know. Right? He looked like a killer. Looked like he did something wrong. Because again, why would you be taking photos of 2 dead people? That's so insensitive. You know what I mean? Like that's not even your job. You're not the people who are supposed to be taking photos. Your job is to put out fires. You know what I mean? And you're a volunteer, so you don't even got the credentials. So it's like you're definitely a suspect. He's definitely a suspect, guys. You know? Definitely. This is absolutely crazy. So let me see what it says with the reports with that. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Cause this came in 2 hours ago. So I want to see what it says about this. Okay. I don't see no news. So it's just an article. Let me read the article, see what it says. It says North Georgia volunteer firefighter arrested for sharing photos of twins' death seen on social media. Now, you know what's so crazy? On social media. So we need to find this guy's social media, man, because that means the photos are now downloaded by other people, which mean the photos of these young men brutally shot to death is floating around probably the dark web right now. So this could be a ritual killing, guys. Hold up, is this the news brief? Let me see. Oh, they on the mountain. Hold on, let me get this. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can get this. You know what? Let me, because I want you to see this. You know what? Let me screen record this because I can't put it on the screen. So let me screen record this. Give me a minute, guys. Let me set this up. Let me turn off this music here. I want to screen capture this so I can put it on the screen for you guys, so y'all can pretty much see what I see. So you're gonna hear the audio first because I'm gonna be screen recording it, and then I'll put the video back on the screen for you. Right? So let me do that. Let me set this up. Okay. All right. So let me screen record this. Okay, let's see here. It's probably going to record my voice also. Let's see.
Charges for posting a photo of a deadly crime scene on social media. The pictures were of a double death investigation of 19-year-old twin brothers. They were found shot to death at the top of a mountain in North Georgia. And Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is in Towns County in Hiawassee, where all this has the community talking.
You've never been up here. I just want to show you how difficult it is to get to the top of Bell Mountain. This is the one road you can take. It's narrow, it's steep, and it was very, very windy. People in this community who come up here often, they were shocked that twin boys were up here, both shot to death, and it's just hard for them to believe that this was a murder-suicide.
As a parent, that's a hard buy.
Shane Bray is puzzled by the deaths of these twin brothers, especially after the DVI said this was being investigated as a murder-suicide.
I can't say what happened. Wasn't there, but that's a tough sell.
Quadir and Nazir Lewis were 19-year-old identical twins from Lawrenceville. According to their family, they had lots of love between one another and lots of life plans, including a trip to Boston scheduled the day before they were found dead. Investigators found them both shot to death at the top of Bell Mountain, nearly 100 miles away from home, with the plane tickets to Boston in their wallets. Tuesday, the GBI arrested a Towns County volunteer firefighter, Scott Curlin, and charged him with misdemeanor obstruction. They say he took a photo of the deadly crime scene and posted it on social media. We knocked on his door in Hiawassee. We saw him, but he wouldn't open the door. We just want to give you a chance to explain your side. Investigators say there's no evidence that suggests there's any other person involved. The Lewis family doesn't believe this was a murder-suicide. They want answers, and the community does too.
Well, you know, you just hope that they do their due diligence, and you got to put your faith in the system and pray the system works. But bottom line is, it's two young men that had a bright future that their parents don't have them anymore. There's no good end to this story.
So lots of people are waiting for this extra forensic testing that the GBI is doing. It's a huge mystery in this community, and everyone wants to know what happened to the twins. We will stay on the story. We're in Hiawassee in Towns County. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
Okay, so let me get this on the screen for you guys. Give me a minute. Okay, let me take this and put this on the screen. All right. Okay, I had the screen recorded for you guys. Let's see. I had the screen recorded real fast. That way you're able to see it. Make sure you hit that like button one time if you like the content. Right? We're doing a thorough investigation of this situation to find out the facts. And little by little, information is going to come out. And to me, that's the best way to do these stories, guys.
Charges for posting a photo of a deadly crime scene on social media. The pictures were of a double death investigation of 19-year-old twin brothers. They were found shot to death at the top of a mountain in North Georgia. And Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is in Towns County in Hiawassee, where all this has the community talking.
You've never been up here. I just want to show you how difficult it is to get to the top of Bell Mountain. This is the one road you can take. It's narrow, it's steep, and it was very, very windy. People in this community who come up here often, they were shocked that twin boys were up here, both shot to death, and it's just hard for them to believe that this was a murder-suicide.
I mean, just looking at that mountaintop, guys, just looking at where this is, this area just looks creepy. Like, these men Either they were brought there and shot, because it's at the top of a mountain, guys. You can literally kill them up there and nobody even probably heard the gunshots. You know what I mean? This is not normal, man. This is not normal. Or, like I said, they drove up there with the bodies and just dumped them because it's away from everybody. It's an easy place.
Difficult it is to get to the top of Bell Mountain. This is the one road you can take. It's narrow, it's steep, and it was very, very windy. People in this community who come up here often, they were shocked.
Somebody in the chat says, don't sound like a ninja job. See, again, you're pointing it towards a group of people as if though they're the only ones capable. You would be surprised what a ninja would do. You know what I'm saying? Again, your mind, see, here's the thing. Your mind is already set that a white man did it. That's the thing. And I can't change your mind. You're already set. Your temperature, your thermostat is set that a white man did it. You see what I mean? You cannot say what a black man or a white man wouldn't do. Nobody knows. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of investigation. The bodies could have been dropped at this location. You see? Again, these young men had a flight. Use logic. So if they left their place of residence early in the morning, how could they get to a mountaintop? They didn't go there, right? So somebody had to drive them there. So these young men were killed near their home area. And then the bodies had to be dumped. And somebody said, you know what? Let's go dump them at the mountaintop. Nobody gonna be there. It'll be clean. We could just get rid of the bodies. And people think they went up there to take their own lives. You know? Because that's what they're labeling it as. But how did they get up there? Where's the car? All of these facts we got to look at. Okay, if these young men, right, decided to go to the mountain to kill themselves, right? How did they get up there? Because it's a narrow road. You need a car to get up there, right? You need a car. So where's their car? Where's the car? If it's a murder S word, where's the car? Where's the gun? I haven't heard not one person say, we've located the gun. How could it be a murder S word if there's no gun? Where's the gun? There's no gun, there's no cell phones, there's no car. Where's the residue on their hand if they use the gun? If they use the gun, where's the residue of the gun on their hands? Come on, man. Do I need to go do y'all need to hire me to go do the investigation? Because obviously somebody's trying to hide the truth. You know? Somebody's trying to hide the truth. I don't believe their initial story. I don't believe that at all. You know? And to the person sending me messages on IG, you wasting your time. I don't know why you're on IG sending me messages asking me if this is the guy. We already saw the guy. We already talked about that already. This is what happens when people don't watch my videos, fam. It's what happens when people don't watch the show. You know? Like somebody literally on IG sending me messages, we already done talked about the guy. Does that make sense? Don't make no sense, man. You got to pay attention, fam. So, looking at the mountaintop, it's very steep. There's no way these young men would be up there because they're not hiking. They don't have hiking gear. So, let's get back to the news brief, find out what's going on. Let me rewind it a little bit. Let's get back.
Investigation of 19-year-old twin brothers. They were found shot to death at the top of a mountain in North Georgia. And
let me see. Somebody says, does my name irritate you? Why are you saying, does your name irritate you? Do you want to get blocked? Do you want to get blocked because you're saying, does my name irritate you? What exactly are you trying to do? Do you want to get blocked? Yes or no? Is that what you're asking for? Why are you asking me for? What is the point of asking me? Did anybody else in the live chat ask me if their name is annoying me or what? What is the point of that? Do you want to get blocked? Yes or no? So I can block you real fast and get you up on out of here. I don't have time for the foolishness. Seriously. You seem to have an issue because I just questioned something you said, and all of a sudden now you have some sort of problem, right? I suggest you hold your peace or I'm going to have to pack you up. I don't got time to play. You're disrupting the show, right? Okay, let's get back to the case here.
Channel 2's Taisha Fernandez is in Towns County in Hiawassee, where all this has the community talking.
You've never been up here. I just want to show you how difficult it is to get to the top of Bell Mountain. This is the one road you can take. It's narrow, it's steep, and it was very, very windy. People in this community who come up here often, they were shocked that twin boys were up here, both shot to death, and it's just hard for them to believe that this was a murder-suicide.
Now, if you look at this mountaintop and you look at some of these signs, right? This could have been a ritual area, man. Like when you look at these signs and stuff that's on the stones and you look at stuff like this with the smiley faces and all this other stuff, I don't know what all of this stuff mean. I don't know if it's just some stuff kids do. I don't know. At the same time, it could have been a ritual killing, you know?
People in this community who come up here often, they were shocked that twin boys were up here, both shot to death, and it's just hard for them to believe that this was a murder-suicide.
As a parent, that's a hard buy.
Shane Bray is puzzled by the deaths of these twin brothers, especially after the DVI said this was being investigated as a murder-suicide.
I can't say what happened. Wasn't there, but that's a tough sell.
Quadir and Nazir Lewis were 19-year-old identical twins from Lawrenceville. According to their family, they had lots of love between one another and lots of life plans, including a trip to Boston scheduled the day before they were found dead. Investigators found them both shot to death at the top of Bell Mountain, nearly 100 miles away from home, with the plane tickets to Boston in their wallets.
There is no way that those young men went to that mountain. There is no way. Them bodies were brought there by someone. Look, guys, I don't believe that these men, remember, they're 19. There's no way somebody drove them to the mountain while they're alive, where they can use their own mouths to yell for help, right? Not only yell for help, they have their cell phones on them, right? So something had to happen before getting to that mountain. They were dead already. They were dead already, guys, and taken to the mountaintop and laid there. Just look at this place. There's no way. Where's their car? Where's the car? Where's the gun? Where's the cell phones? Where is it? Look at this place. There's no way. There is no way, man. The bodies were brought here, and whoever brought them here is familiar with the mountains. Because how else they would know to go drop the bodies off?
To death at the top of Bell Mountain, nearly 100 miles away from home, with the plane tickets to Boston in their wallets. Tuesday, the GBI arrested a Towns County volunteer firefighter, Scott Curlin, and charged him with misdemeanor obstruction. They say he took a photo of the deadly crime scene and posted it on social media. We knocked on his door in Hiawassee. We saw him, but he wouldn't open the door. We just want to give you a chance to explain your side. Investigators say there's no evidence that suggests there's any other person involved. The Lewis family doesn't believe this was a murder-suicide. They want answers, and the community does too.
Well, you know, you just hope that they do their due diligence, and you got to put your faith in the system and pray the system works. But bottom line is, it's two young men that had a bright future that their parents don't have them anymore. There's no good end to this story.
So lots of people are waiting for this extra forensic testing that the GBI is doing. It's a huge mystery in this community, and everyone wants to know what happened to the twins. We will stay on the story. We're in Hiawassee in Towns County. Taisha Fernandez, Channel 2 Action News.
I think that the family should also make sure that all of the organs and everything was accounted for with these young men, because again, I would assume that there's a possibility that this death was a targeted situation in order to harvest, organs, allegedly. Because what would be the motive to kill these young men? You know what I'm saying? What would be the motive? Okay, these are two twins. Let's just kill them for what? What's the motive? Jealousy? Money? Are they rich? Do they got, a nice car? Like, what exactly is going on. There's a lot of information the family is not talking about. That's why I said they need to be brought in for questioning as well. You need to bring the aunt in because she's playing everybody with the GoFundMe, you know? And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that the aunt is making all this money and there's nobody there to govern what she's doing. She's most likely using that to pay her bills. You know, they're not using that for no funeral, man. They're not. So this situation could have been some sort of ritual on the top of the mountain, but I'm more leaning to like a situation where they were killed locally. They were killed locally and taken to the mountain. You know, so all that sundown town nonsense, throw that crap out the window. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know what I mean? It's stupid. And when you try to paint that kind of narrative, eventually you're going to get caught and found to be a liar. That's why I don't do that type of nonsense. You know, these young men were allegedly abducted, you know, possibly drugged, and, you know, their organs probably was taken. Because you end up on top of a mountain shot to death, and then the firefighter taking photos of you. Why would the firefighter be taking photos? Why would this guy be taking photos of dead bodies? Come on, y'all. He posted the photos on social media. Why would you post photos of two dead young men? You think you weren't going to get caught? And why he home relaxing? Why he home relaxing, man? This doesn't make no sense, guys. This doesn't make no sense. But I want his photo to be out there. I want his face to be out there. I want the world to know who he is. Since that's what he wanted to do to these young men, your face is now out there, sir. And others will promote your face. And the world will know that you took photos of two dead bodies and published them on social media for your own entertainment. Shame on you. And I hope that with this investigation, it ties back to you. Because for you to actually do that, it is suspect. Because that means you took pleasure in this. It's almost like you were paid to put the photos out there to confirm the deaths, that they're dead. And what social media page did he post this on? Is it a racist page? You know, what kind of page is it? All of that we need to find out. So I don't know who found the page or how. Like, how did they find the page? Was the page reported? Did one of his viewers report him? You know, what's going on? Because he put it out there. So we got to question who this man is and do more research. And if anybody have this man's Facebook, send me that too. I need his Facebook, you know, all his social medias, so we can find out who his buddies are and who his friends are, because this guy looked like a killer. This guy looked like a killer. I don't care what nobody say. Anybody that's taking photos of dead bodies and posting them on the web, you're a so-called volunteer firefighter. Shame on you. You're making firefighters look bad. Because firefighters have always been the heroes of a lot of us when we were kids. You know, anytime I saw the firefighters when I was a kid, those were my heroes. As soon as you see them, you were happy to see them. But you taking photos of dead bodies, man, and post them on social media for entertainment, I don't see how in the world this man is home relaxing. This don't make no sense, man. So you don't got kids, sir? How would you like to see your kids plastered all over social media with gunshot wounds? Why would you do that? Why would you do that, sir? So you could hide behind your house. You could stay in there all day, but now you're on social media. Now we got your photo, fam. Now we got your photo. So now, anytime you in the streets, everybody gonna know you're the guy that took photos of two young men and published it on social media. Now your photo is out there. Now your photo is on social media now. Now your face is on social media. You know? And eventually, people going to know your location too. Because what you did was wrong. And it's just sick. Absolutely sick, man. that you would do something like that, man. Yeah, he probably done it before. He probably did. This is probably, like I said, it could be a ritual killing. It could be a situation where he send the photos to the people who paid for the bodies or the organs or whatever. And they literally, would probably sell these things, man, to the highest bidder. And it's just a dark, dark ritual thing that they do. And they just cover it up. This is why the family of the deceased need to find out about the young men organs. The family need to find out, what happened, what's going on, because I'm telling you, man, they could have took the young men organs so that they can save 2 rich twins that are in need of organs, but they need identical donors. You get it? That's what I'm leaning towards, man. That's what I'm leaning towards. This doesn't sound right, fam. So, hey, we're going to get up on out of here, man. Let me see if there's more on this website. Let me see if there's more info here. Okay. Curlin did not come to the door, but Fernandez saw him and asked if he wanted to share his story. I just want to give a chance to explain your side. I guess they're just repeating what we saw in the video, right? Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything new. I don't see anything new. Yeah, there's nothing really new to talk about. So we could pretty much wrap up the show. Hope you enjoyed the video. We try to keep everything fresh and brand new so that you're able to get the right kind of news from the source. Again, this mountaintop is very suspect. It's probably a place where they dropped bodies. Maybe we need to investigate, were bodies ever discovered on that mountain before? Because like I said, residents in that town where that mountain is, they don't like this story because it makes the town look bad. You know what I mean? It makes the town look bad, and people start to be suspicious about what's going on. And, are there elements of murderers in the town? Because normally when you have a quiet town, everybody is more like-minded, family-orientated, and they're just peaceable people that just do their daily life and just stay out of trouble. So when you have crimes like this in their neck of the woods, it can be very disheartening for the community, And not everybody is a racist. This is the thing I keep trying to influence the viewer to understand, because a lot of times you may listen to black influencers on YouTube, and what they tend to do is they make everything a race issue. So what they do is they program your mind into thinking that everybody's out to get us, and there's a sundown town everywhere, and all white people are, evil, and they're trying to kill us. And, some of you might be like, Ringo, why it sounds like if you're defending white people? Well, right there, that makes you a racist. That makes you a racist, because it's almost like what you're saying is I shouldn't do that. You're saying that I should target them. Why don't you feel black people did this? See, that's the problem. In your mind, you already concluded that somebody that's white did this, but you don't know that. Yes, a white guy took photos. We know that because we have the facts. All I'm saying is, let's get the facts before you start to blame people. Let's get the facts. You see, once the facts come in, now we could look at the facts and be like, okay, here we go. We have the firefighter. We have the aunt robbing the GoFundMe. We got this, we got that. And now it all makes sense. Until the facts come out, let's save all of that racist stuff and just stop that mess. I can't stand that. I want all viewers to learn from the content. I don't want this channel to be a channel where anytime there's a story of somebody's death, the first thing I'm like, yeah, the white man did it. These racists out here. No, We're not going to do that. We're going to deal with these topics. We're going to be fair. We're going to be balanced because we don't know who did this. We don't know the motive. We need to find out more info. And this is why I feel the family is hiding the information we need. Again, the family should have access to these young men's cell phones, right? They should have text messages. Hey, you guys safe? Did y'all get to the airport yet? We're just texting to make sure you guys are good. Where's that text message? How come we didn't hear the family members say, well, they left in the morning. We text them. We phone called them to see if they got there. But, you know, they weren't on the flight. It's almost as if though the family didn't even care. It's almost as if though the family didn't even care. So what's really going on? That's all I'm asking. Right? So, hey, we're going to get up on out of here, man. Y'all take care. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. I'll catch you all in the next video. If you support it via the Cash App, I'll shout you out in the next stream. I got to take care of some business. And, yeah. So, again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share the video content. It is what it is. Shout out to V-Dub, man. See you in the building. Everybody else, y'all just take care. Be at peace. We're going to keep you posted when there's more info. I just wait for the info to come out and report the news, give you good commentary, try to break things down. That mountain is very suspect. These young men didn't have no hiking gear with them. They were not up there hiking. Somebody drove the bodies up there and dumped the bodies, pretty much. So we need to find out who took these guys to the mountain in terms of when they left their house, who was the driver? Did they have their own car? So we need the family's social medias. If anybody know the family's social media, the aunt's social media, the aunt's Facebook, send me all their information. You guys out there that know how to find stuff, find me the information and send it. You know? Find me that information. Yeah, how did they get to the airport? Did they drive their own car? Did they take a Lyft driver? All of that we got to find out because that will give us the clues. These young men were allegedly killed near their home, guys, and drove to the mountains. It's either that or somebody kidnapped them or, you know, abducted them and drugged them or whatever the case is. And they took them to the mountains. Listen, I don't think they just took them to the mountains and shot them. Because if that's the case, the investigation should tell that they died at the mountain based on the crime scene. The investigators would be able to know that the gunshots were allegedly done at the mountaintop based on the crime scene. You know, if you're a police officer, if you're an investigator, you would be able to know this based off of experience. If you just look at the way the bodies look on the floor, you could tell that, yeah, the crime happened on the mountain. We need to find out that info. Did they die on the mountain or were the bodies placed there? This is simple to get the knowledge on. It shouldn't take us this long. They're stalling with the information, guys. The investigation is stalling. They should be able to tell you, yes, they died on the mountain. The way the bodies were on the floor, the way the blood is on the floor, yes, they were shot on the mountain. That definitely. So they're trying to cover it up, guys. Definitely trying to cover it up. Let me see. So we're going to pretty much talk about this more. Let me see. Somebody said I sent you the social medias. Well, we'll do that in another video. I don't want to prolong this video any longer, right? I'll look at what's going on and see what I can find. Because I have to investigate. I don't want to just be on social media and just looking through and talking. No, I want to show what I can find. Now, I have to put it together. So if you got anything and you sent it, then I'll deal with that another time. Let me see. Somebody said, I'm not blaming the family either. Wait on the evidence. I'm blaming the family for robbing the people, right? That's what I'm doing. You see this? Where is it? Here we go. I'm blaming the family. The family right now in my book are criminals. You see that GoFundMe? You see that? The goal is set at 20,000. Look what they raised, 31,000. They're robbing the people. I'm blaming the family. The family is criminal. Period. When you do stuff like that, the family is criminal. Period. Family is criminal. because your goal is set at 20K for the funeral expenses. Now it's at 31. You're robbing the people. So at that point, I don't trust the woman. Yasmin Bronner. She's the fundraiser. So in my book, she's scamming the people out of money, using these young men's death in order to cash in so that she could pay her damn bills. I don't trust her. See, when on Ringo TV, we focus on holding everybody accountable. Everybody. I don't play around when it comes to this stuff. Ain't nobody safe. If I see anybody doing anything out of pocket in this investigation, you will be called out. The aunt need to be called out, right? Yasmin need to be called out. That GoFundMe need to be shut down. It needs to be reported because they're robbing the people. If you have your goal set at 20,000, damn it, take the 20,000 and go. But you took another extra 12,000. So that means you're motivated by greed. So you're using these young men death to cash in so you could pay your mortgage and pay your damn car bills. I'm not dumb. I know how this thing works, and I've seen these scams run many times every time somebody die. Look at the situation with Lil Ronnie. Look at his baby mama setting up that GoFundMe to get $65,000. For what? So she could buy designer bags? Come on, y'all. People do this all the time. Anytime somebody die, they set up the GoFundMe and they get rich. You know? They do it all the time. So, hey, we'll keep you posted with more content. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Ringo TV Reactions salute you. It is what it is. Right? I'm out of here. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. You have a blessed one. Drive safe. Stay out of trouble. I'm out. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/RingoTVRaw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at RingoTVRaw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100%